Yeah, thank you so much. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for inviting me, and thank you for giving me the opportunity to welcome you, not in my house, but in Braunschweig. And I'm so excited that you, Helga and Matthias, were able, and where is she? She's gone. Were able to pull this conference sort of off campus into the city, because that's one of my goals, that we as a university are visible in the city, and that we have constructive collaborations. And I really see this conference as one of the opportunities to do this, especially since so many different people from different countries and regions are here. And this is just wonderful that you all meet in Braunschweig to talk and discuss destructive obedience. And dear colleagues, research is and always has been a movement from the known to the unknown. We only know the shores from which we start, not what we will discover. And anyone who conducts research is groping forward without predictability, and that's sometimes hard to tolerate, but findings are a guarantee of gaining knowledge. Against the background, experimentation is considered the only way to discover facts that we have not yet discovered and that we do not even know exist. And we just talked earlier, just a few minutes ago, that exactly that, the experimentation right now is sometimes really hard to support, and it's really hard to not know what you're doing. And you talked about the hurdles that are sort of in your way to be experimental, and that's just something that I also really want to support as a president of a university, that we sort of have the courage to experiment and not always go the path that we know. From the perspective of natural science, experimental design represents the original form of scientific research, from which other scientific methods, such as observation or questioning, can be derived, and without our modern knowledge would not exist. Since the 19th century, experimental designs have increasingly found their way into other sciences, such as social psychology, the social sciences, economics, and political research. Looking at both challenges and development of research, I think there are two things that define today's zeitgeist: collaboration based on interdisciplinary approaches, and courage, as I said earlier, to explore new research methods. And collaboration, I think, is more than just different disciplines. It's also that different institutions and different institutions and people who may not even know that they might want to collaborate get together and think about common ways of exploring new methods. Let me point out that the scientific progress in today's research environment strongly depends on collaboration as an essential paradigm in sustainable development research, and of course, also in strategies for meeting the United Nations Sustainable Developmental Goals. And if I may add, I would say that all research depends on collaboration and interdisciplinary approaches, no matter what the questions are. Research collaboration in its various forms, such as research networks, joint research, or research training groups, provide the opportunity to significantly accelerate new knowledge creation, and not only accelerate it, but also to just create new knowledge. Not least due to the dramatic effects of the climate change, which we observe day by day, TU Braunschweig feels committed to sustainable development in the sense of these 17 goals. We aim to manage our decision and processes in all areas of operation, research and teaching in such a way that ecological, social and economic sustainability have the highest priority. And if I may add, we just managed to really firmly implement sustainability as a topic and as a strategic aim within the governance board. In this context, climate protection and the careful use of energy and natural resources are of particular importance. Against this background, civil engineering, architecture, and construction have a special significance. They satisfy essential human needs related to housing and infrastructural requirements. I don't don't really need to tell you all of this. As cities continue to grow, sustainable construction is becoming a key factor in the quality of life for future generations. Constructive Obedience is the title of your conference and the subject of an intended movement in the architectural production which this conference would like to trigger. Behind the chosen term disobedience is probably what I earlier mentioned with courage. Courage to break new ground and courage to explore new research methods involving academic and, importantly, non-academic partners at all relevant stages of the research process, and if I may add, from the very beginning. Courage also leave the beaten path and to explore new experimental ways of doing research towards an open end without the security of being able to follow well-established guidelines. As universities, we can only encourage such new ways of thinking and foster a working environment that allows and rewards researchers for their constructive disobedience. It is also my personal conviction that it is part of the modern alignment of universities to promote the exchange of knowledge between academia and society on an equal footing. This requires ways of making knowledge and feedback from society accessible to the research community. And just yesterday in a little event, I was talking about how just not too long ago, things we published as researchers were only meant to be read by researchers and were not accessible by the public and the society. So we've come a long way with working on open access, but still, I think, and you're doing a great job doing this, we still need to work a lot on making our knowledge and our thinking and our arguments accessible to the public. And not only accessible, but also discuss them with the public and with people who are not in academia. This requires a way of making knowledge and feedback from society accessible, as exemplified by the implementation of co-living labs, walk-in models, or in the conduction of participatory research. As this conference is also carrying out pioneering work to apply knowledge from practice to further development of research, I would like to thank the organizers and the initiators for bringing this event to Braunschweig. The next 2 days offer you opportunities for engagement in specific insights and also opportunities to just hang out and party, as I learned. But you also will gain insight into constructive experiments given by architects, engineers, manufacturers, and craftspeople. I wish you all inspiring days. I know you will have them. I wish I could join. But I want to thank you for being here, and I also want to thank you for being able to be part of last night's dinner, which not all of you had been able to join, but it was a wonderful opportunity to get to know you and to get to know more of your aims and goals, and I can reiterate my support. Thank you very much.